Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? It's your boy DJ Joune. We have K in the building, you know what I mean? A local artist, a friend of mine, a Call of Duty player. We play all the time, you already know, but I'm so excited. Shout out to Kiln for this beautiful podcast room. They allow me to use it. Kiln, downtown Salt Lake City at Gateway. Beautiful space if you want to work. They have a nice, amazing building, so come check it out. Putting that aside, here I'm recording my first podcast. I'm so excited. This is a new journey. And as my first guest, I have Kate in the building. Kate, what's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Thank you for having me, bro. It's an honor to be here.
Yo, man, I'm excited to be here and talking to you, man. And we got a lot going on, man. You got music going on, you got art, you got your business. Let people know a little bit about you. Who are you, bro?
Man, first and foremost, a man that fears God. And I'm also a husband. I'm a father. I like to do the style. I call it urban abstract. It's like, I feel like it's just super different, and I feel like it's upscale. It's definitely different than what I see a lot of artists make. And then I also am an owner of a auto detailing company. We do planes, RVs, boats, cars.
Planes.
Yeah, everything.
Damn.
Yeah, and then my music, I recently just dropped a project called Cloud9, and I would say I'm more along the lines of a conscious artist.
Okay.
Is what I would say. So that's me.
Cool. I like that. So sounds like you have different interests, you know.
Oh,
You're interested in different things, but now you have a new project. It's called Cloud9.
Yes, sir.
How did you come up with that name?
Man, honestly, I was here at Gateway.
Here?
Yeah, literally at the Gateway.
Stop the cap, bro.
Oh, for real.
Yo, stop the cap. I know you do. We're doing a podcast. You know what I mean? You we're eye contact, but man, all of a sudden you already on Gateway. Come on, man.
But so what happened was I was actually at there was an art exhibit kind of going on downstairs. It was closer to the movie theaters, and so I'm trying to remember exactly why we were here. I think we were supposed to see a movie.
Okay.
And then I walked in to a room, and it was filled with art. And this is when I was pushing my art real heavy. And I walked in the room, and I was just amazed by everything. And I was like, man, this is the best feeling I've had in a minute. You know, like I love getting around things that inspire me or trigger like ideas. And so I was like, man, I feel like I'm on Cloud9 being here. I was like, damn, that's dope. I was like, I want to make something that's art related, that's Cloud9. And I literally was trying to think of all the things in my life that make me feel inspired. And the most inspiring thing around me 24/7 is my wife. And so that's how I came up with Cloud9.
That's dope. That's dope. That's a dope story. I mean, your wife inspired you. You were at Gateway. You were around art, so you got inspired and you came up with a name. So what happened next?
Man, so really it was just trying to figure out how to execute. I had to figure out what I was going for, if I was going to make, songs that were more rough, or if I was going to make songs that were more along the lines of like R&B or, I had to figure out how I was going to approach this. And then I also had to figure out where I was going to do it, how I was going to make it happen, because the guy that I was recording with, he actually moved to California. And so I had to figure out, okay, who am I going to record with? Where am I going to get these beats from? And then that's where I found a local producer, actually two. And then I also, in the producer, one of them was actually able to record and engineer too. So
nice. That's dope. So how many songs you got in this project?
6. I originally had 14, and then I dropped it to 9, or actually it was 8, and then dropped it down to 6. So 6 officially.
Why not 9, since the name is Cloud9?
Man, I originally was on that same tip where I was like, that'd be so sick if I had 9 songs.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And then when I listened back to the other songs that I had, what I felt, but the vibe just wasn't the same. Okay. I feel like they would have disrupted the message I was trying to give. And so that's why I stripped those songs from the project.
So they didn't make the cut to the Cloud9, so they stay at the bottom.
Yeah, well, but I'm going to use them
for something else, not this one, not this project.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. I get it. So now your EP's out right now. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Where can people find it, and why should people listen to it?
Man, as far as like where you can find it on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, you name it. Like you can find it on any platform. It's available. But why I feel like people should listen to it, I hear a lot of people complain about why music is the way it is. And what I get a lot of is, there's no real message. There's no real meaning behind a lot of the stuff that we listen to nowadays. And I believe that all falls into like what you put your time into. And so if that's all you're getting, that's because that's where you're putting your time and your energy.
Right.
And so I feel like, if you're hearing this is an opportunity for you to listen to some authentic music. I don't lie about anything in my music. I'm very honest. I'm very upfront, about everything I talk about. Everything I talk about, I've lived. Either I've lived it, I've gone through it, or I'm going through it, And so if you're looking for something real, if you're looking for something to actually make you feel something and something to influence you, inspire you in a positive way, that's my music.
Okay. So what exactly do you expect people to feel when they listen to your project? Like what kind of experience are you trying to project in the world? Like what is that experience? What is Cloud 9? You know what I mean?
Cloud 9 is being proud, I would say.
Okay.
Being proud of if you're in a relationship, even if you're not.
Okay.
Like I talk about a lot of things in that first song. I talk about, at a point in time where I had thoughts of suicide. I talked about stuff like that. I talked about different things. I talk about, owing it back to people who, have helped me along the way. If anything, it's a reminder to appreciate things. And that's the goal that I had ultimately with this project, was to put a reminder out there into the world to appreciate what we do have.
Okay.
And to hone in on the things that we have in our lives and things that are special and appreciate those things. So
okay, to be grateful, to be present.
Yeah.
And, to appreciate what we have while we work on what we want.
Exactly.
Eventually. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that's one project. I'm sure that wasn't your first project, right?
No, yeah,
So
third.
So what was different in this process? Like recording and coming up with ideas, coming up with a song, writing and everything. What make this one different from the other ones?
Man, this one is significantly different. There's a lot of different reasons. I would say the biggest change for me was the instruments that we used, was the beats. Like a lot of the beats that I've used before have been, either real boom bap, jazz-like, or they've been, real gritty. They haven't been anything like this. So this project is a lot more acoustic, piano. There's, you name it. Like a lot of the instruments that we use, I would say probably 80% of the studio sessions were literally piano made from scratch, guitar made from scratch. Everything was basically made from scratch. So it was super different in the sense of being there for that part of it. And then also the lyrics. Like I wrote every single song in the studio. We had probably 8 or 9 sessions total, 8 or 9 or 10. And I finished the song every single session while we were in there. Nothing that I had was like all of it was right then and there. And it was different experience being in that moment surrounded by people, because usually I'm by myself when I write.
Right.
So I had to do that in front of people and take myself out of what was so comfortable to me and force myself to do something differently and also talk about my feelings. So it was almost like therapy in a way.
You were talking about your feelings.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Maybe you could talk about that a little bit. What were you feeling? Like you felt like you're comfortable sharing in your songs?
Man, the love I have for my wife,
okay.
God, my kids, just talking about these things out loud. Like I always, just in conversation, people will ask, how's your family doing? They'll ask how I'm doing. And I usually, give that face value answer,
Right.
We just get like, hey, how you doing? And we don't want to let our problems go to people and stuff like that, overwhelm people. And so for me, it was a chance to really dig into those feelings, because I knew I had been feeling something outside of those face value feelings. And this was just an opportunity to, one, relate with other people. I'm sure other people go through, those feelings also. And then it was also an opportunity to kind of get this stuff out of me, so I don't hold on to it anymore. And I talk about that in the songs too.
Nice. Sounds like it's a nice project. Obviously, you already said it to me. I listened to it.
Yeah.
I got my favorite song. I think you know which one. But recently, I was just listening to Die. What's the name of it again? Die.
Oh, Do or Die.
Do or Die. Okay.
Yeah.
I was listening to it at the gym, man. That's a dope song. I think that might be my favorite song right now.
Thank you.
I went on Spotify, but it was the only one there. I don't know. Maybe you put the whole album out now.
Yeah.
But when you sent it to me, that was the only one as from that album that I saw on Spotify. So hopefully anyone, if they go out, they can check out your stuff on Spotify or any other platform.
Yep.
They can listen to it. But Do or Die right now, I think that's one of my favorite. Cloud9 is something else. It's it's a whole nother thing. You got to listen to it like probably 20 times throughout the day. Like you're driving and it's just the lyrics, the sound, the instruments you use. It's just well done. It's no random song. It's not just something you just listen because you just want to have noise in your ears. It's just when you really want to feel connected with music and a whole different level. And I understand why you even came up with this name, because it's just like the lyrics, the vocals, the backup singers you have in there. I'm like, wow, this is so dope. That's a dope project. So
it's an honor, man. Sincerely, like that means a lot to me that you feel that way.
Yeah, no, it's for real. That's a really good song, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you as one of my guests, because you just dropped the project. I'm like, all right, cool. I think that's the best time to have you on.
Yeah.
And so you can share your story and let people know what's going on, what you've been up to in Salt Lake. Because it's not easy, as an artist to put yourself out there. You got to work, you got to invest in yourself. You got to do a lot of things to, just finish with one song, let alone you had like 14 and you just drop it down to 6.
Yeah.
Because you felt like those were your best work for this specific project. And you want some type of feedback from, the audience. And I hope people really take time to go listen to it. And they share it, they support it, they add it to their reels and whatever, you know what I mean? I think those type of messages should be spread around the world. And people should understand, like, there's music and there's people just doing random stuff that's catchy. It's different. But real music, I don't think it fades away, because that's why they resample a lot of things, because it was a classic, it was done right. And now people are still using stuff that was done like 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago for a reason, you know what I mean? Because it's inspiring. So, yeah, I mean, as an artist, I think you're in the right direction for sure. And you're a creator, period. You know what I mean? Not just an artist as far as a musical artist, but you're a creator. You see things, you like art. Tell us a little bit about your art, like this, you doing art and stuff like that. The artwork from your album, like, did you come up with that for Do or Die? Is that your artwork?
Well, the artwork's not mine.
Okay.
So the artwork is by Shondine Powell.
Okay.
She has an Instagram called Perhaps Not. Super dope.
Okay.
Super dope. But I did have the inspiration when it comes to like the cover art for the album and that single.
Okay.
So when I let her know I wanted her to do the art, I was like, hey, I really want basically like either a heart to be shared between the two figures on the cover, or I'd very much like it to actually be like one putting a heart into another. But she came back with this concept where it was the clouds surrounding them, and they were like almost like, it gave me kind of like Greek vibes in a way, just a little bit, or like
Greek gods and stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of the vibe that it gave me. But I was like, oh, like when I think of love, like that's one of the first things I go to. I think about is like Cupid and stuff like that. And it kind of gave me that vibe. So I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And so we ended up going that route. So
makes sense.
Yeah,
I like that. And the cover album, where did you shoot that? Like,
oh, the main one.
The main one, yeah.
So I had this idea, and it was super last second. So shout out to Evelyn for even being willing to do that. So when we first were talking, I didn't really have an idea. I knew I needed a cover art, didn't know how it was going to work. And when we first started working together, it was actually supposed to be for the detailing.
Okay.
And so I had this idea last second because I had an IOU from her. So it was like, oh, I'm going to actually use it for the cover art. And so I was like, hey, I really want to go to the Great Salt Lake and get a photo in the water. Like, I really want to like do it there. And so I think she was doing something, but, she made it happen. She was like, yeah, let's go do it. And it was crazy because even when I was doing that, I really felt like connected to like the earth. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but it felt like real nice, just like being in that environment. It was super quiet. And it was like how I picture people listening to the project is put yourself in an environment where it's quiet. You can really listen to it because there's a real message in each song, not just one song. All 6 songs have a real authentic message.
Dope. I like that, man. What else you got going on, man? You got a little business going on.
Yeah.
Let people know about that. Like, what is that? What are you doing?
So I do auto detailing, and man, it's going really well. I got my first call, hoping to follow through and it goes good. But I got a call to go to Texas for a detail, and then I got a call to go to Hawaii. But as for now, I've been detailing for, I would say, almost 3.5 months, and I'm almost at my 100th car.
Damn, already.
Yeah, so it's been going really well. Yeah, I like, honest to God, when I first started doing it, I didn't know how I was going to make it work, how I was going to market it, how I was going to do any of what I'm doing.
That's kind of how it works, man. That's how we move. I think when we don't know how it's going to work, it helps us figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's the key to everything. I feel like when we have to figure it out, it helps us get out of our comfort zone. It helps us become more strategic. It helps us think more, and that pushes us to be who we should be in order to make it happen. Because a lot of the time, like, if we had all the answers, if you already know how everything was going to work out, I think you probably could have been lazy about it. But the fact that you didn't know that alone made you be more aggressive about, okay, how do I figure it out? What should I get? How do I promote myself, market myself? Where's my client going to come from? All those questions. And that's what business is all about. And one side and the other side, obviously, serving your client with a great service or product.
Yeah. I would say that's 100% accurate.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because, really, you're right. It was aggression. Like, you have to be aggressive about the things that you want in life. And
right.
I feel like when I was in that position, it was either, my family starved and I just be lazy, or it's like we figure these things out and we, take initiative and, try to be the best, that we can be.
We can, exactly. Yeah. Especially when we don't have a safety net. We know we have to perform, especially as men. We have to perform regardless. And for you, you're inspired by your wife, your family, you got kids to take care of. That alone, it's your number one why. And you want to make it happen. You want to work. You want to push. And you want to also provide a great service so you can have repeat client and hopefully grow your business along the way. So I think, just looking from outside and trying to support, I see what you do, Just keep doing your thing, keep grinding, keep exploring the new avenues. You never know what's happening. Maybe you might go to Texas and that might be an opportunity for other things. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might be detailing stuff all around the country. Who knows? You know what I mean? So you just never know. And that's how it works for me. Even for me, like in my business, I don't put any limitation on what's possible. I just try to do what I think I need to do. And even if I don't know how to do it, I'm excited to learn how to do it so I can grow. The goal is to keep growing. So with the growth comes new opportunities. And hopefully those opportunities will take me where I need to be.
Yeah.
And that's why it's never going to be an easy journey, because you have to learn first. Learning is not easy because, there's failure that comes with that. You got to learn, put that into real life practice. It might work or not, who knows? And then you got to keep going and never stop being consistent, being relentless, and being disciplined, which is probably the major key right there.
Yeah.
Being disciplined in order to make things happen for you. And when you do all that, nothing is guaranteed, but you give yourself a better shot, something happening for you.
Yeah.
You give yourself a better shot at an opportunity that maybe you didn't even think about, but that will present itself in one way or another, right?
Yeah.
So
I say this too. You'll feel better about yourself.
Right.
When you give your all, when you give your best, and I think that's like the most important thing. And I feel like we lose sight of that as we grow up. It's like, we get comfortable in the lives that we live and forget, doing our best doesn't always mean that you have to get an instant reward or something instant to let you know you did a good job. Sometimes it's just to build character, and that's, the most important thing.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And I like what you said there, because sometimes people are looking for happiness in something. So they're looking for like a reward. For me, just doing the thing is already the reward, because you're already doing it. Not the result, but the fact that you're doing it. So for me, I think as long as I'm proud of myself, regardless if what I wanted to do worked or not, I'm already proud. And that's already a success to me right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I see it, bro. And I just want you to know, too, I respect you a lot.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I really do. I think very highly of you. I've had, first-hand experience to see how you operate, how you handle people, and it's top tier. Like when you say international DJ, like I really see that, and I see why you put that in front of your name. So
yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to say? Where can people find you? Your personal or your business page, your music, anything you want to share? Put it out there and let people know what's up.
Man, if you listening, show Joune love. He's doing a great job. I think that you taking a step to do this is huge. Your voice matters a lot in the community, and so thank you a lot for even considering bringing me on here, especially having me as your first guest. Like I'm very honored.
For real, man. You better feel honored. You better. Yeah, be grateful.
There's a lot to me, bro. For real. Hey, you want to carry him? But no.
You better get on tonight, man. Don't worry about it.
Post a clip. I appreciate you, bro.
For real, yeah.
As far as socials, you can find me at K the Dog. How it's spelled is KTHADAWG. And then for my auto detailing company, it's KD Cleans. It's KDEEPCLEANS. And that's N as in Nancy. But I'm not one. And then And then as far as like the project Cloud9, I would, very much love it if you could listen to it. And, not just listen to it, if you got that extra time in your day to, send me a message and give me some feedback on it, like what your takeaway was from it, how it made you feel. And then, if you loved it, share it with a friend. That would really mean a lot to me. But thank you so much, just in general, for listening. Thank you for having me. It was very much a pleasure being here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate your words. Appreciate your work. Keep doing your thing. And thank you, everybody. This is the first podcast. Hopefully everything went well. Hopefully everything we recorded was good, but we'll see. But anyway, make sure you follow me also at DJ Joune everywhere and anywhere. So that's DJ Joune, DJ Joune. Shout out to Kiln one more time for allowing us to use their facility. Kiln downtown Salt Lake City is amazing. If you want a workspace, they got everything you need. Come check it out. With that being said, Project Dream, let's get it. DJ Joune, shout out. Let's get it.